What's up, guys? Now in this video I would like to talk about closures in Swift. What is actually closures? Let me put it this way. When you're trying to create a function or calling a function, there's two steps that you must know. The first step is you creating the function, and then the second step is you call the function. What happened with closures is you don't do these two steps, you just do a single steps of doing it. Let me put an example for this. So let me type the function first. Here we got a function called multiply by 2. It accepts a parameter of x type of integer and it has a return type of integer. And of course, as by its name, it returning the multiply by 2 of the function. So for example, how do you call this function is you call print to see the output, and then you insert some numbers for it and you run the code. Here let me just comment this first, and here you can see the output is 4 because 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. And now this is a two-step that's just like I told in the first place. Now how do we do it in closures? Actually, the way we doing it in closures is we can do it in several ways. For example, you can do it like this. Let me print it so that you can see the output. The first way is the longest way. We type the data type, the variable names, and then we declare the return type. Of course, it's integer. Put in return x plus x asterisk 2. Then let me return the function. For example, I'm gonna store the return value of the function into a variable, and then I'm just gonna copy paste it. We put a closure first, and then we copy this, paste right here. So for example, if you want to print out the value of y, which is of course a closure, there's some calculation done inside here. So you just put whatever value you want to multiply by 2. For example, I want to multiply 4, so the output of this should be 8. Wait, what is wrong? Oh, I forgot to put, yes, like this, and then we put 4. Let me just comment this first. See, this is how you write a closure. And as many say that Swift is elegant yet a beautiful language, you can of course make this syntax is simpler, and you can do it this way. Let me create a new variable, put it a new function closure inside it, put the variable name turn x multiplied by 2. Then we print z4. Let's run it again. See, this output is the same value as this one, but of course it's a more concise code. And we don't stop here. Actually, this can be written in a shorter code. Let me put it this way: create a new variable, put the function in it, right, and then print w for, and this should be output a as well. And if for you it's not really important to name the variable, this code can be shorter. Again, I want to state that it depends on the complexity of your closures, but if it's that simple, actually we can do this a lot more shorter than it already is. So let's create a new variable to make it clear. Let me call it v. Oh shoot, let me censor this. Closure dollar multiply by 2, then print v. Let me run the code again. Oh, I forgot to add the parameter for. See, can you see how beautiful it is to use a closure in Swift? I mean, this is how the function used to be, and then we make it shorter again, and then we come up with this shortest code that might be possible in Swift. So from this first way that we can call a function, that we create the function and then we call the function, we actually can use a closure to make it simpler. I mean, this is the function, this function where you use 3 lines of it and then you use 1 line again to call the function. You could actually use it in single code like this. I mean, look how you compress the code into a shorter code. This is how beautiful closure is. And in the fact that you can also use a multiple parameter in closures. For example, let me do a function that use two function, and let me call it add numbers, and we use a closure, of course, and we type in the parameter x and y as usual, and then we type the return type of it, which is an integer, and then return x plus y as the function name. Okay, let me run again. You can see oh shit, I forgot to run the function, I mean the variable. You can see right here this variable is actually a closure, so the value of this variable depends on what parameter you pass to the argument of this closure. And as we did before, this long to be this short, we can also do it in this multiple parameter closure. Let me just rename it to add number 2, and then let me think, I don't exactly remember the syntax. Sometimes there's a case that Xcode will yell at you that you must to explicitly define the data type of the variable. So for in this example, we can use a data type of x and y, of course, and then we define the return of x plus y. It's actually getting longer than before, but I just want to state that there will be a case that you need to specify the data type of your parameters. And let me pass this, and you can see it returns the same, but in this case you need to specify the data type of it. And then let's make this function a little bit shorter. I mean, let me just copy paste it to save your times. At number 3, and we can actually remove this as we do above, where we have return and here we don't. And then let me see, what can we erase again. Actually, it is the shortest possible to write a multiple parameter closure with a defined data type. And oh wait, I forgot, we can actually make this simpler, but let me just put it in a new variable at number 4, and we can actually do this way. Swift actually define his variable parameters by its index. I mean, if it's $0, it means it's the first parameter, and we define it as integer. And the second parameter, of course, it's gonna be $1. It's just like arrays, and of course we define the data type, and then we can print it. 17 and 8. Let me run it. See, look how beautiful closure is. I mean, look at how long it is. It's actually very simple. Then we do it the conventional normal way like this, and we can make it shorter, and then we can make it shorter again. So that's pretty much all I can tell you by practicing how to use closures. Sometimes actually we use closures to define a completion handler, but I just want to show you how you actually can do it. And basically you just need to type out the parameter and then the return type, and then the single line function, that how you calculate and return the output of the function. So closure is pretty much a single step of how you execute a function. Just like I tell in the first of the video, the conventional way is you create the function and then you call the function, but in closure way you just need a single line to execute the code. But in this example I use 2 lines just to make it clear for you guys, but actually we usually use it in a completion handler to define what to do next if a function is already executed. So it is pretty much all from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you like it, and I'm open for some correction and advice, of course. Thank you.